Káàbọ̀, not so new. And we're here again for another guest section from See the World with Ajala Nene. And with me here is one of my baby girls. One of my sweet baby girls. Get used to disturb me, oh. Stress is plenty, but I still love her. Omotoke, let me call your full name. Káàbọ̀.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
All
Alright, so let me just read your bio. At least let people know. Those who don't know you in the abroad, let them get to know you, because we know you're the Alárìnká of Africa. Known as Alárìnká of Africa, Omotoke Fatoki is a dedicated tourism promoter and travel Africa advocate. Her journey of backpacking across all 36 states in Nigeria has gained her numerous recognitions and awards, including being honored as Travel Blogger of the Year, Rising Star of Tourism in Africa, the Top 100 Tourism Promoter in Nigeria, and Tourism Personality of the Year. She recently explored 13 West African countries in 70 days. Yes, I watched that in live last year. She's also the founder of Impact Adventures Africa, an Impact and SDGs-oriented travel community that uses travel to positively impact the lives of people and communities that she visits. Omotoke.
Yes,
Alárìnká of Africa.
Number one.
Hey! Welcome on board, darling. Welcome.
It's so good
All right,
to be
so
here.
thanks, Dad. Thanks for being here, because I know it's not easy to. By the way, guys, she came all the way from Ibadan for me, so
Anything for you.
raise hands for me in the air.
Anything.
All right, so how did you get here? Why the tourism space? What is the backstory? Tell us the story of how you got here.
First of all, I'll say God, because every time they've asked me how did I get here, I just said I don't know. It was. I still can't remember what happened in 2017.
You still cannot remember?
I can't remember what
Because I
happened
know
in
I've asked you this question
2017.
before. This is what you
I can't remember what happened in 2017, but fast forward to 2018. I'd woke up one day, maybe I was scrolling through Instagram aimlessly. I'm a very addicted person to mobile and the media.
Okay.
Like I was very, very invested. And I think I was scrolling aimlessly in 2018, somewhere maybe February, March. And I'd come across two travelers at the time. I think I can't remember their names at first.
Okay.
So I just called, I think in April. I'd called my friend and I said, I think I want to start traveling.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have money in my account. I was a very broke undergraduate. I'd finished school in 2015. I tried different hustle down to 3 years after. So I didn't know what exactly I was doing. So when I said I think I'm going to start traveling, yes, the word is think, because there was no plan anywhere there. And my friend being my friend, Adewumi, shout out to him. Without him and God, I don't think we would have gotten this far. And he had been like, anything might be ready for you. Anything where you say you want to do. And I'm like, oh yeah, now let's figure it out. Then I talked to another friend who we do fashion blogging together. I mean, I used to be a fashion blogger at some point. I mean, I don't understand it. So I reached out to him, how do Sammy? And I'm like, Sammy, I think I want to start traveling. So I'm like, yes, you can do it. And then he sent me with the very first person page that he was in travel, which was the Ufoma. And her page was this blue. That was when she used to do this. And I'm like, then I told her, I would be like, these ones, they are not here. You see as everything fine. When I say travel, I don't mean say all this kind of one. And I called my friend again that day. I said, you know what, let's go to Lekki Conservation Center. And then he jumped up the bus with me. We entered bus, reached Lekki all the way for Midimo. We got there, and then we went on the hike and everything. And I said, I think I want to do this. He was so scared. He couldn't climb. He couldn't go on the canopy walk. He was shaking. He was with me, but that was when I know that I'm made for this.
Lioness.
So that was the first trip, and since then I just said, okay, you know what? I mean, I'm from Ogun State, Abeokuta to be precise, and we have the most, prestigious attraction right there. And I'm like, you know what? My secondary school days was in Abeokuta. I never went to the Olumorok.
Wow.
My university days was in Osun State. I never went to Evin Jesha. And because I really do not like crowd, and most of those trips are like crowded, school excursion and things like that. So, I'll go and start from there. And like I said, I'm a very social media person, and I would say social media played a great role and how
That's
I
how
could
I found
sustain how I could sustain being in this industry. And then, social media came up and like, oh, we like how you do your content. You're so real. You're so genuine. The authenticity, because I kept talking about the hood I came from. I mean, if you come from a demo, girls like me, I mean, with fine girl face like mine, would want to hide, some part of that. But I'm like, this is where I came from. This is my hood. And then I think one time I'd gone to document places to visit around my area. At the time, we had nothing. It was just maybe one restaurant there, one beer parlor there, and all of those things. But like, I mean, this is what we have.
Yeah.
So I documented those, and this is where everything just went. Wow. And people are like, oh, we like it. We want to see more. I mean, I've been living in this area for long. I didn't even know we have a cinema. Hey, this. Okay, that's my job.
So you found that you've become like an influencer, telling people, at least locally. Yeah, you were a local influencer. Is that where you started from now? Is it because I look champion of Africa? You were a local champion. And I remember when I wanted to do my my tourism virtual summit.
Yeah.
And I was looking for some people who are going to do things in media, because I knew that tourism is all about showcasing, and people are doing a lot in digital marketing. I remember reaching out to you because I already saw what you were doing. You were just real. It's like, see this child that is being, this is a real human. It's not that she went to go and color, use one app to paint and make it look good. You were so real. And I love that I saw the organic growth of your Instagram. Because by then, a lot of people are using bots, all those robots to build their stuff. But I could see that you were organically actually growing. Your Instagram. And it was really nice to see. I was like, this one is definitely not using money. She's not using boats and all that. So this is my next question. Why did you now decide to do the 30-60? By the way, you lived my dream for me. Thank you. I'm still going to do my own.
Definitely. It's never too late.
You were going to do your own. So you went to the 36 states in Nigeria. I think it took you about how many years? 2-3 years?
No, just a year.
Just a year.
And
it took a year and a month later to do it. What inspired you to do that? And share your journey of how the thing was before, during, and after.
Like I said earlier, the media played a great role. It's one thing to have a passion to do something. It's another thing to have support. It's another thing to feel the love and the community. When I started, I want to cry, Jesus have mercy.
Don't worry, you're free. Where's my tissue?
When I started,
tissue box.
Sometimes you live in this memory, you just be like, whew, I've come so far.
Yeah, that's the aim. I want you all to see what you're doing. I didn't spotlight you guys last year for spotlighting sake. I took painstakingly 2 months to look at what you guys are doing, look for your bio, so I could show evidence.
Yeah.
So this is just a step up to that. So you will come and share your journey. I better you actually listen to what you're saying. I made sense, so I haven't tried. So answer my question.
So during the beginning, after doing all those trips, we decided to start doing states. I went back to Abeokuta. I'd called my friend Tosin. I still remember everybody that played a very great role in that journey. Like the very first person I reached out to the next leading person. We got to Abeokuta. She had come on board. We went to the Luma Rock together. And she was like, oh, this is nice. And I'm like, oh, yes, I'm going to do this. Like the next day, I packed my bag. I went to Oshun, Ibadan, and, I kept on going. And then I was enjoying it. I was enjoying it myself. It kept me occupied at the time. And also...
Did you have a job then?
I was jobless.
Okay.
God bless my father, so I was very jobless.
Amen. So sorry to cut you guys, I want people to get the perspective right. Because when people say about travel, they think you must have plenty of money to travel. So how are you funding these trips?
My best friend again, Adewumi, we had...
Adewumi, God bless you. You are.
We had put money together. I'd call him and then they'd be like, how much do you need? And I'm like, oh, I have 5K. Do you have 2K? And then he'd be like, okay, no, I'll find 2K and give you. And then I'll add it to the 5K. At the time, I came from a very... Let's go back to my background a bit. I came from a very comfortable at some point. Right, because I tell people then that I didn't lack financially growing up. Like it wasn't like money, but my dad made sure that we had food to eat and we had good education. But excess, not really. But after then, I think immediately after my service, my dad had a stroke, and it took a lot of everything that we had at the point. So most of us that graduated after some of my other brother had to start from scratch. Like there was no handouts. So because of that, it was quite tight. It was a bit hard. So my friend with me with that, we put 5,000 together, 2,000 together. I had businesses. I sell clothes on social media. I'm part of all these
You're
online
owing me
vendors.
my hoodie, by the way. I like how you
Before hoodie, I used to go
God.
to Ubalogu market.
Ewo.
I will look for pictures online, put it on Instagram. Then they will not order. I will not go to
Go to
Ubalogu market.
market.
You will not get it. Not be looking for the clothes. You know not see it.
Alárìnká.
One time I had to go and deliver clothes at Odogunyo Ikorodu.
Ikorodu.
I left Lagos Island
Ew.
by 2 p.m. going to
What time
Odogunyo
did you get there?
Ikorodu. I think it was like 6 p.m. I didn't get back to my house till like 11.
Ew.
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú.
Please, how do you make profit? Did you make profit from that hustle?
That guy turned out to be one of my biggest clients at the time. Every time it's just somebody that has one, and then just be like, oh, I want this, and then I'll be like 60K, but I don't want to bring it, and I'm like, that's good.
And then you have bought it for like how much? Let's not
Good, yeah. Please. So I still have this small change coming, this different odds. So when doing that journey, at some point when I now finally decide that this is what I want to do, it took a lot to sustain it, because to travel is also to have money, whether budget, whether luxury, whether mid, you still have to have something pushing it.
Yes.
I borrowed money from online borrowing apps, platforms.
Wow.
Yes, I think I wrote a story one time. I had to borrow from one app, then before this app elapsed, I'll borrow from this one, and then put this one and I was paying excess money just to get myself on the road. But at some point, I think after I did a chasing waterfall adventure, and when I did that, and then they all support started coming in, and then I launched my travel merch, and I'm like, you know what, instead of me trying to borrow money here, let me just sell this merch. So I think I was having a conversation with my friend. I think at the time I'd done 10 states. I'm like, you know what, why don't we just do the whole 36?
So it was your friend that inspired you?
No, it was me at that point, because we're done. When you have that conversation and then just click.
Just
like,
click with that light bulb.
What if we now do 36 states? How will it feel? And then I'm like, okay, you know what, let's do this. So I launched a travel merch, and people would buy. The Ufama, who was the person that, one of the people that inspired my trip, came out. She supported. She sent me money at some point. She had bought my merch. It was so good. Shout out to her also.
Shout out to you, former.
She's my mentor in the travel space. I'm still,
she's getting
there.
She's getting there. Just please keep
so I had people come on board, and then started supporting and started sharing. Everybody, like a lot of people were part of my journey. A lot of people, a whole lot, a community, a stronghold. Then we decided to 36, they were like, how can I help? What do I do? How do I support you and stuff like that? I was the one on the road. It was a lot.
We used to watch some of your live Instagram stories.
But behind the scene where, people were also like sharing me on, it takes the support. The people who say, I like what you're doing. People would message me and say, oh, because of you, I'm going to serve in Kano. Or because of you, I'm going to finally go to, Jigawa and see my friends. And because of that begins to like inspire me to do more. And then there's this narrative with the Nigerian space of how you can travel Nigeria, how unsafe it is to explore Nigeria, how the Northerners and the old tribalism thing going on. And then I just felt to experience it myself, not just sit in the comfort of my room and typing and being a keyboard warrior and stuff like that. I wanted to go experience it myself. And because of the few places I've been to, I've seen how accepting people are, how welcoming I have been. Like, they've accepted me, and I'm like, these people don't know me from anywhere. I just call, and then they'll be like, oh, if you're in my state, let me know, I'll host you. Or if you're in my city, let me know, I'll host you. And I'm like, how can we say that we are divided when a total strangers can take me in, not knowing me, and without no reward and expectation in sight? It was, I'm like, okay, you know what? I have to do the places that people least expected. I have to go to the north, the core north. I have to see what it is like there.
My favorite place that you went to in the north was Jigawa. Where is the rice plantation?
Oh, that's Taraba.
Oh my God, I have to go there.
Yeah.
Then you guys now decertify
it's tea plantation.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
if you didn't tell them, well, they'll think I was Mexico.
That's the biggest tea plantation in Africa, West Africa, I guess.
Wow.
The biggest one.
Wow.
Yes, I think that we have
I think
a lot.
that was your last destination, or was
no. It was on the last leg, but they're like far north.
Yeah.
Far north. That's like the end.
Yeah.
The end north. I think my last state was Kebbi.
That's Kebbi State.
Kebbi is like the end of the journey. At that moment, I'm just like, you know what, we're going back home. I took in short, that journey, I took 4 p.m. bus from Kebbi to Lagos, 4 p.m. And that is the next day night. And there was also robbery, there was everything. I mean, that's the story. But yeah,
wait,
that's the story.
Now, please, people see the Instagram. Oh my gosh, Toke went to here. Oh, you should have more the nice side. What were the challenges? Can you share like 3 or 4 challenges you went through just trying to do that journey? Like if somebody like me now comes and say, okay, I'm ready to go on this my 36 journey. I want to do forever. What are your advice? What would you say will be the challenges? Because you did have challenges.
They are personal challenges.
Okay.
Which I think limit some part of my exploration or the things I could afford on the trip.
Okay.
So financial was one of it, because I think was the major, because I feel like if I'd had like enough money at some point, maybe I wouldn't have taken that rugged bus that I saw, and I could have taken a more convenient one, and which would have made the trip more, comfortable
more
and ease and stuff like that. So if you have money, then that won't be a problem, because you can afford.
What would your advice be for someone who wants to take this kind of trip?
I'll say,
when it comes to finances,
save up and give it time. Plan ahead of time. I'm not a planner.
No, you are not. Don't come on and say hello. If I don't go say hello, you say the boss. Where are you going to? I am going to.
I am not a planner. I keep saying this thing that even if it take me 1 year to plan something, most of the things don't start falling in place in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So why am I stressing myself? So sometimes it's just like, what will be for me. So taking a long time.
I think that's because it's your temperament. Someone like me, I will plan. It's ordinary hangout what I did for each people. I'll be planning since like 6 months earlier.
I've been seeing the location. Can you I'm like Ajalan, and then calm down. It's just like about 9 months to go.
My dear, I have to put it to your faces. You guys, I did not see.
So that's one. Okay. I think the other one would be accessibility of attractions, accessibility of roads at some point, because most of the Nigerian attractions, God please help my country, needs the development, needs the structured. So most of them are not structured. I mean, I remember going to a waterfall and I was practically walking inside bush without paths, with the hope that I'm going to get there one way or the other. I remember going to some of these attractions, and you see that there was a plan, but then again, it's not existing anymore. And I think accessibility is also going to be a problem, because at some point you ask yourself, who sent me? You understand? Even if you have the money, some part of these attractions will frustrate you, because you'll be like, I should just pack my bag and just go back home. What am I doing here? I think that also was one of the challenges, one of the greatest challenges. Language at some point was not like necessarily it, because yes, there was language barrier, because I always speak Yoruba and English and I mean that is not the majority speaking language in Nigeria. I mean the educated ones, but if you get to the core north, people really do not speak English. And when you get to the core south, so at the point in the north, I just have to please find a bike man that can at least say hello and hi, so that I can use Google Map to do the rest. God bless Google At least if you can talk about money and then talk a hi, and then you can hear it later, and then language, but to a major extent you can still do it and do it well without it. So it would be good.
Were you able to get at least a local that could speak English that maybe you could just ask to guide you through?
Oh yes. I always have one, because my brother, again, shout out to Anu Luakbo.
Hey big bro, thank you for your support.
He was in the military, and because of their service they have a community of people, barracks across the state, across the country. So he would just look for one of his colleagues here and there and say, okay, they go Kaduna barracks. If you don't reach Kaduna, if you carry your car, they go barracks. You just ask for this person. Or if you don't reach we say they call them Enugu, just fine. So I stayed in the barracks a lot during my trip. So yes, so nice. I know. Okay. Yeah, he has abandoned me, but tell him to come back.
Can look for him.
Tell him to come back. Yeah. So.
All right, so let's go to your Impact initiative, right?
Yeah.
What made you start? I remember the first time you did it, and you asked us to help you raise money to, I think it was a school, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Can't remember your impact adventurous Africa. You've been doing this for a while, but it wasn't a thing then. It was just that you were, anytime you go somewhere, like, okay, I want to do this, help them with water, help them with school. What made you start that? Why did you add this sustainable tourism aspect in it?
I think, I think the one night I was sleeping, and then it was the middle of the night, I think about 2 a.m. This is just recent. I'm just going to use that as a backstory. Because it just hit me. I was sleeping 2 a.m. and then my mind was just like, I'm just a young girl who had found her voice and purpose through travel. Yeah. And I had to write it down because I feel like that was going to be my word going forward.
Yeah, going forward.
But I've always been someone who like to give.
Okay.
Maybe gift my friends, maybe money, buy food, general things. You know, I've always been very big on giving by the roadside when I have money.
Is it something you grew up with, or is it just something that you do?
My dad is a giver.
Okay.
my dad is a giver. My dad would, sacrifice himself to make sure that his relatives, his people, everybody is comfortable. My dad was a big giver. I remember when we were in school, my daddy received salary like this. My other brother was working with my father. So whenever he received salary, he would call us in school. Daddy needs a salary. Call him.
Come back because before you know, non-family members will come and collect. So
and you know that season is the best time to say, Daddy, I want to buy textbook. I want to buy text and book, and if you put it together, it is text. It's different things. My dad was a giver. May God rest his soul. Yes, and I think I picked that from him a little. So every time I just like to give. When I started traveling, because I know where I'm coming from, and I know how hard it could be for people in that vicinity, I think my dad tried for us with education. He tried. He tried for us with education. It was because he didn't have the opportunity himself, so he wants to make sure that his children sound and stuff. And I have really brilliant brothers and sisters, so I had no choice.
you had to look up to them. Like, I cannot fail.
I had no choice. I mean. So the impact started from that little things. But I think in 2018, that was where he first started. I had planned to go to Makoko. And I've seen a lot of people go to Makoko, take pictures and come back, tourism people. And I'm like, Makoko is also like an island like Ganvier in Cotonou. Yeah. But the difference there is, I think Ganvier is still more structured and neater than Makoko. And you don't see them marketing Ganvier as a slum.
Like a slum. But it is a slum.
It is, but you don't see them marketing as a slum. They call it the Venice of Africa. They package it well that if you get there, it's more exciting. The waters are a bit clean and also. But when I wanted to go there, I've seen a lot of these packages with Makoko. People go in there, taking pictures, come back and tell one part of the story and everything. It's okay. I don't want to go there like that. So if you want to go to Makoko, because I know a lot of people want to go to Makoko to go and see, the floating village and everything.
Was that your first tour package, the Makoko?
Yes, that was the one. That was when I call people on social media, like, hey, buddy, come. Bring clothes, bring food, bring everything. We are going. And then I think it was interesting. I think about 10 or 11 people showed up. Yeah. But these girls, everybody came up. And then we went. And we shared food. It was fun. Yeah. And they would be like, oh, where do we do this again? When do we do this again? So during that period was when I met a very good friend of mine, Tito Ibadi. And she said, oh, you're doing what I love to do. I've always wanted to, I have a charity. I've always been looking for someone to trust it on here in Nigeria. Yeah. I want to do this. And she had a big dream. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be a CEO of anything. Yep. I don't want to be anything. I'm just the girl on the field. Tell me your dreams. Let's put it together, and I'm ready to, put it together. And then other people came on board. We started a charity organization called Purpose Foundation, and then we went back to Makoko. We had a very big party in December. That same December 2018.
I remember that. Right.
We had a very big party, and then we had kids. We adopted kids from from nursery to their university days. I think I have graduates now. So I'm in GSS now. So that was how it started, and I love being on the field. I love being, because travel was what brought that up. Because of my travel, I get to see these things firsthand. I get to experience people's challenges or how people are living, the standard of, lifestyle in this place. And I feel like, people can get help with my audience, with my voice.
Your community.
Then I should use it. So I think
that's when you started.
That was how
all this started.
Everything started. And then I felt like, you know what? There are a lot of people in the tourism space too that have tour operators, tour agencies and stuff, all of them like that. So let's come together. Let's do your CSR. All I have to do is just say, oh, I'm going to go to the field, I'm going to do the research. All you have to do is bring the funding, bring your audience, and let's make impact. And then I've worked with, Abuja City tourists, Nigeria tourism lovers, Frizzled in Jaws. We've come together, and as tour operators and tour guys at the heart, we've put resources and money together, and we're giving back. We've done with Purpose Foundation, we've built schools, we've done clean water. With Impact Adventurers, we have like 40 kids in school that we're sponsoring now. We've done, painting schools. We've painted at least 3 schools at this point. I mean, I'm
just you're making me almost want to cheer up, because I've watched how you've grown, and I love the way you've been able to impact people with your travel and tourism, and that's very beautiful to watch.
Thank you.
All right. I hope as you're listening to yourself talking, you're proud of it. That's the whole plan of
it. You're just starting.
Okay, so I want to pause. Okay. Derek, can you pause? All right. So I know you have another trip coming up.
Yep.
This girl, every year she's always saying, she wanted to do one, that local government one you wanted to do. I was really looking forward to that, but I know COVID stopped that.
Yeah, we did Kwara State. We did all the regions in Kwara State.
You did all region, local governments. All local governments.
Yeah, I think before then I'd done 500 plus local government. We were traveling 36 states. Okay. So I just wanted to elaborate on that, and then alight for impact basis.
How many local governments do we have again?
774.
774.
774 movement. The thing about plans and ideas is sometimes you have a lot of them, and then you want to kickstart them. But I think with Impact Adventurers, I have I have the more leverage to do that now, because now it's structured. Now I can say, okay,
giving back.
So I can see the results immediately.
So the way you want to do right now, I know it's from Nigeria to Namibia, guys. She wants to go from Nigeria to Namibia, and it's on the road. This was not that she's going to be playing anywhere. So why did you decide to do that? What's this one called? Nigeria to Namibia. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Why did you decide to do this, and what's the aim?
In the beginning, I used to have aim for things.
Yeah, but now this one, I'm sure you have aim for this one.
Yeah. So in the beginning, I had a brother, a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Joseph Kafunda. We had met at the Pyne. we had met at Pyne Awards, and we were both a nominee and an award winner for that day. And then I'd be like, oh, so when are you coming to Namibia? So make I come Namibia? And he said yes. And I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm coming to Namibia. Okay. And I met again in January, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm coming to Namibia. And he said, no problem, you have a home. I'm like, but this time I think I'm going to do it by road. That was how I had the first idea.
And I know Emeka, he would definitely encourage that.
And I was like, oh, should I follow you? Can I follow you? I like a solo road, because I'm going to be starting from Nigeria, and it's going to be like across.
How many countries are you planning to go through?
Well, right now I have 15 on the list, but there are some countries I would like to touch.
Okay,
so my increase depending on the road. Hopefully it's easy.
I think what I like about this too is that you're taking an impact adventure to it.
Yeah. So when I had the idea, with my West African trip, I started talking about the borderless Africa. I started highlighting some of the issues, with traveling borders and challenges and stuff. I think that I want to do this to go out of my comfort zone, because West Africa is my comfort zone, because they have visa-free countries and stuff like that, and I can also always easily find my way around. So I think I want to stretch myself a little bit more to the further borders, where I have to do extra to get in, the visa procedures, the protocols, as a Nigerian, as an African traveling within African, and I want to go there by road, because I want to travel to every countries in the world by road first. I want to get into every country by road first. It's part of my life goal. Even if I have to do it till I'm 70, I really do not mind. I really do not mind, but I want to get to every country first by road. And when I started this, I'm like, you know what? Since I started Impact Adventures, I'm always big at doing impact. Actually, even my West African trip, although it was like low key, I'd donated to some schools, I'd given from my personal funds, I'd buy food for strangers, I'd make sure that, one person at least smiled for meeting me on a day. I wanted to do it in a way that Impact Adventure comes along and we are able to do a more profound project. Hopefully, paint a school is part of one of my initiative. Hopefully can paint some of schools, maybe somewhere in the downtown Rwanda or somewhere in Uganda, something to give up. And I know that Congo also is going through a lot at this point. I'm hoping that with this trip we can highlight some of the challenges some of these countries are going through, and also giving back to these communities. I really, really want to give back and make it more, not just a give back, a sustainable giving back. That's the word. I'm big on SDG4.
When you come back in some years
yeah,
later,
so I can come back, or we can have a maintenance and growth process too, and all of that. So,
by the way, guys, I know she doesn't like this, but we're going to be raising funds for her for this, and I've volunteered to be one of our fundraisers. So I'm hoping by the time this episode comes out, she's still on the road, so that you people will be funny. So she's saying that she does not want. I'm not letting people know about it. We and her team are working on that. Because this is bigger than you, okay?
Yeah.
In fact, it's not about you anymore. It's about the way you are, what you have is giving back to people. So whether you like it or not, you have to fundraise.
Yeah,
don't worry, I got your back.
Yes, I mean, give back to people. Giving back I'm very huge in giving
big.
back.
It's something you've always been doing, even from day
I'm
one.
very big on giving back, so I really do not mind. Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much. I really do not mind so far as going through a purpose, a protective purpose.
If it wasn't going to purpose, I will not put it here. I'll put it out there.
Please.
All right, as we wrap this up, 3 things about you people don't know.
3 things about me people do not know. Okay. I don't know.
We know you like Gary, so don't mention that one. It's Jebu Gary. That's a
3 things about people do not know. I have siblings. Okay, let's do that. I have siblings. Okay. I don't have close siblings. How does that make sense? Okay. I'm the only daughter between my dad and my mom, and then I have plenty of siblings. I have siblings.
Okay.
I have.
So that means you're the only child of your parents, of your mom and your dad.
Of my mom and father. the two both of them.
And nobody will know, because the way you always talk about my mother, my sister,
because I have plenty. People really do not know. Number 2 is what is it that people do not really know? I think I share a lot on this media space.
Yeah, go ahead, share the ones that people should know. People should know. Okay, so people should know 2 more. Number
2 is I want to get married one day. I think people do not really know that.
So you want to marry? Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I don't think she wants to marry.
I think people do not know that.
She wants to be a rich auntie vibes. Just all my siblings have children, and I'll be. You want to marry? Okay.
I think people do not know that. I remember a sister still messaged me and said, "Toke, in this your travel, please
find a husband." Maybe it's a Namibian brother.
I'm trying,
I'll talk to brother Joseph.
Did you find the uncle for me?
The Namibian husband. You want to marry? That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one other thing that people do not also know is that I want to travel to every country in the world by road.
Every country by road. But I suppose you have to cross water, Sha.
Yes, water, land, surprises.
But not
land,
air.
Not air.
Train, uncle.
Train. Water.
As long as Sha road.
So far is in the land, in the land space, not on your full space.
And as from your lips to God's ears.
Amen. Amen.
All right, so let's wrap this up. What advice do you have for those coming in, those of us already inside, and our elders in the tourism space?
One advice I would say is that let your passion be bigger than your word. I don't know how to put that well. If your passion is not stronger than what you think you should be expecting or getting, you will lose focus of why you're actually doing what you're doing.
Okay.
So if you start with the aim of, I want to start so that I can be an influencer, I can be big, I can get paid gigs, I can get it. I mean, those are beautiful things. There are rewards that come in there. Nothing wrong with that. But make sure that your passion is bigger than that. So that when all those accolades is not coming in,
you will not be discouraged.
You keep going, you keep striving to be better, to do bigger, and to, be a source of inspiration to other people. I think that is one thing that's kept me going. My passion to really, really want to outdo myself every time I want to do something else, something next. So make sure that your passion is very big. Make sure that you have a very big heart. It's going to be challenging. You're going to face a lot of roadblocks, and sometimes you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Who sent me message? You know your why. Know your why, and make sure that your why is as important as the 10 years of your life, 15 years of your life, so that by the time you're old and grey, you sit down and talking to your children, you be like, this is what I wanted to do.
And
I love it, and I did it. So make sure that you have that. Make sure you have the passion for it. Make sure you have the fire in you. For the older generation, I'll say the people that paved ways for us, I want to say thank you. There's a lot of them. You're one of them. The Omotoke Africa, one of them.
Those are our godmothers.
There's a lot in the tourism space that paved ways, that did. Professor, well done. Well done. You're doing amazing. For the people that paved way for us, thank you so much. And I think now is the time that you collaborate with more.
Yes. More collaboration with the younger ones.
Ask us questions. What are you doing? What do you need? We know you have this contact over the years. You've built them. We know you have these questions and things that you want answers to. We know you also have the dreams that you wish, when you were younger, I wish I could have done this. Let us, take that up for you. Let us help you achieve that. I mean, it doesn't matter, if it's like, if I want to say, okay, because of Ajala Nene wanted to do, this podcast. And Ajala now brought us on this podcast. It doesn't matter who was in the forefront. It's Ajala Nene's idea. It's Ajala Nene's dream. And we are here to also make sure that Ajala Nene's dream is coming to fruition. So talk to us. Let us collaborate. Let us partner. Let us bring your childhood dreams and your aspirations back to life. Again, to everybody who has been part of my journey, thank you. I want to shout out to my friend Remy Abuja Tourist. I think that she needs more recognition in this industry. Okay. I'm talking to you.
I know. I'm ready to enter my GM. Man, this year you have to follow this person. Don't worry, I'll come to you people.
I'm talking to you. And I think that sometimes you're doing amazing, to be honest. But I think sometimes more of these attention is in the south and the southwest. We want you to also look into the north. We want you to look wider than just the space that we're comfortable with. We have people in Jigawa that are doing amazing work. We have people in Jos that are putting in the effort and so also alighting this part. We have the Bauchi guys also doing so much. So I would want us to also to alight more people, more youth, more tourism pioneers in other space, so that we can all come together and not say like, the Southwest are getting the attention. What's happening with us? So I want us to be a very big home, a very big family, so that by the time the Nigeria is ready to appreciate and as a tourism space, the community is strong. We are not divided. The home is already built, and I think that is going to help us moving forward. And to be honest, I'm just super happy and grateful to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry for
No, don't worry. Don't apologize. You're my baby girl. I know, it's fine. At least you are here. That's
yes.
story.
Yesterday I said I'm going to say. When that boss boy, I said, "Baba, Mama Deko." I was getting Lagos.
She used boss to come all the way from Ibadan to come here just for this podcast, and I am highly honored. I just want to say well done.
Thank you,
right?
man.
Sometimes I wish I could do more for you, but I know sometimes I'm constrained. I'm like, nah, the least I can do for this young girl, I will do. And I'm very proud of where you've come from. I've seen your journey. So you just had to make that list, and you just had to be here. Not because people have been shouting your glory, but because I have seen it, I have followed you. Just keep it up. I wish you all the best with the Nigeria to Namibia. I'm part of your team. I'm here for you.
Prayer warrior one.
My sister will pray for you. All right, thank you so much for being here, Toke. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening, and see you at the next edition.